Okay, guys, it's our second blog segment. Topic number one for today. Let's talk about some good news for a change. God knows in the mortgage industry, I believe I have an obligation to bring you good news because you people have suffered for a very long time. Let's talk about the issue of buying back loans. Okay, this has obviously been a big deal. I mean, so far to date, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have made lenders buy back loans, basically about $130 billion in the last 2 to 3 years, all right? And obviously, if I'm a lender today making loans, knowing that, hey, for the next 30 years, I might have to buy this loan back. Doesn't make me sleep too good at night. Might me lend money to people. Well, recently, Mel Watt, anybody know who Mel Watt is? He is basically the head of FHFA, Federal Housing Finance Authority, which again is basically Fannie and Freddie Mac's boss, has come out with something good news for us in the industry. What is it? Basically says lenders, after 3 years, a loan is made, Fannie or Freddie buys it for up to 3 years after they buy it, even if the loan has had up to 2 late payments, no buyback. So in other words, after 3 years, that lender says, I'm in the clear, all right? Now, a couple of things also they've thrown in here I think found very interesting. Fannie and Freddie has proposed they're going to do spot checks on mortgages. Once a loan has passed a spot check, they won't ever require them to repurchase a loan. Again, guys, what's this going to do? It's going to cause lenders to sleep a little better at night, feel a little more reassured. Hey, the fact that if you made a loan and you had to worry 30 years about somebody coming back and making you repurchase it is only going to make you not make as many loans. And another thing that's really good too, all right, if a PMI company drops the coverage on a loan, in the old days, that triggered automatic repurchase from Fannie or Freddie. That is no longer going to be the case. So those are good. Now, one other aspect of this that I found very interesting, he has proposed, this is not for sure, but proposed independent arbitration. In other words, if Fannie or Freddie is telling a lender, we want you to repurchase it, we think it's defective, the lender disagrees. He is proposing that we would have an independent arbitrator. Again, someone between basically Fannie and the investor, the bank, to decide, does this loan require repurchase, yes or no? Hey guys, remember this. At the height of the mortgage, crisis, it was like 3.7% of all the loans owned by Fannie and Freddie were in default. Today, are you ready for this? A quarter, 0.25 of 1% of all the loans that have been done since '09 that are owned by Fannie and Freddie are in default. Guys, if that doesn't tell you right there what this is about, historically, the default rate for Fannie and Freddie when normal market conditions are going on is about 2%. We are high as 4, we're at a quarter of 1%. The pendulum has went too far that way, and it's went too far that way. It needs to go back to the middle. Can you say subprime, non-qualified mortgages may be coming back? I read the tea leaves, that's what I see. Now, I will point out to you guys, there are certain situations where it would automatically trigger buyback. And again, it's obvious, it's fraud. Anytime a loan is misrepresentation, inaccurate information, a lien position it's a first when it's not, obviously fraud and those things is going to trigger it. But again, the fact that a loan, once it's performed for 3 years, even with 2 late payments, does not require the lender to repurchase is a good change. Okay, guys, topic number 2 for today. Let's talk about FHA and MIP. Now, we all know that FHA, mortgage insurance premium, goes with the game. Currently, we're at 1.75% upfront, paid at closing. Now, here's the way it works. Every 6 months, FHA does an audit of the FHA MIP program. The magic number they're always shooting for is a 2% capital, basically, cushion. Once they have a 2% basically capital threshold, that is when they typically change the MIP rate. In other words, 2% reserves. I got some bad news for you. They have done their recent audit, and it doesn't appear they're going to hit that number. The good news is FHA's reserves are improving, but are they going to hit that 2% number? I do not think so. So what I'm kind of saying to you is don't look for a change in the initial MIP rates coming up here in this 6-month quarter we're in right now. Look for next spring. All right, sorry to tell you that. Okay, guys, that ends our blog for this week. I want to say thank you for watching me. Number two, hey, anything you can do to help me, I would greatly appreciate it. I want you to, if you could, take the time and share me around. You know, you can share me. I'm a good guy. Send me to 5 people. Send me at least 5 people you know that are in the mortgage industry. And, you know, I offer continuing ed classes. I do the pre-licensing class, anti-money laundering. You know, help me help you. Help me help you. And don't forget my favorite slogan, guys. We don't look at your past. We credit your future. See you next time. Thanks.